Previously on Guardians of Fehal.
Last time, you adventurers had a few days off from investigating the Venerable and took some time to finish crafting items, go shopping, and do some prep work for the fighting pits. You also spent a fun night out camping with Rhiannon near the shrine to Moru that Hans and Frans had built. While enjoying her company, she disclosed the circumstances surrounding her family and their relationship with Hans and Franz's tribe, but the twins agreed to remain on good terms and even agreed to teach her more about their culture. So eventually, when she returns to the Iron Valley, she can try to negotiate peace talks. After returning again to the guild for another day and a half, you spent time getting ready with your alter egos, picked up your masks, and now it is the evening of the fighting pits. Is there any final business for you guys before you head there? I know that Megan made a bunch of good berries. I think we said like 60 of them is how many she could make.
Yeah, I have a list here, actually. I wrote it down. Where is that note? It was 2, 4, 6 spells worth,
So
and
60.
10 good berries per spell, so 60, yeah.
What about for anyone else? Because I know that Felix warned you not to take valuables and such there, but I wanted to know like what you guys were doing with like the bag of holding. Like, are you going to take that with you, and who's going to hold on to it and stuff like that? Because, yeah, I'm just curious.
Because she wants to know who she has to steal from.
Right. Who's the most perceptive of us all?
Totally me.
You're going to be in the pits, though. I have a passive of 15, but I think with a good sleight of hand check, we're going to be screwed.
I think I have a 16.
I think I've got a 10.
I have a 16, and I'm going to be with you, Megan, so...
Oh, so you're going to be transformed into a snake.
Yep.
So it could be on your person while you're in your snake form, and no one will even know.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Nora will take it then.
Yeah, I would give Nora almost everything. Probably including my bow, to be fair.
Maybe
I
would we slip it into the bag?
Yeah, I would slip, actually, I would probably ask you to wear it, like, around you, so that way when you get out, like, if you have to pop out of snake form for some reason, then it's right there instead of having to dig into the bag for
Good thinking.
it. So, I mean, just have that, and then my arrows kind of around you when you transform, I think would be the best, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine with Nora.
Because weapons aren't allowed in the pits, right?
You can have weapons, it's just you're not allowed to use them in the fighting pit.
They probably do
Also-
that check them at the door kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll leave inspiration.
Also, well, you could put it in the bag.
I mean, we took a lot of things that were in the bag of holding due to all the feathers that are now not in there.
We have plenty of space now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we all
Do
gonna
we
wear?
also-
Are we all gonna wear our capelets?
Eventually.
Okay.
Well, I thought we were
Probably
wearing them tonight.
not. Probably not tonight.
Not
'Cause
tonight.
then if we're wearing them out, people
Yeah.
might recognize them.
Yeah.
I think by the end of the night, they're going to recognize who we are anyway.
Yeah, but if we're in
no.
disguise.
Yeah.
Anyway, do we want to maybe put away some of our actual funds into the bag of holding too?
I put all of
'Cause-
mine, except for like
'cause-
a couple of gold.
Does the guild have any sort of banking system?
Like where they have safes where you can deposit money. Ponder
Oh,
can do it for
we'll just
you.
do that then.
Yeah, I'm going to deposit all but...
I deposit all of my money into the bank of Nora.
She has good exchange rates.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah, I
deposit all of my platinum, and I'm just going to keep like 30 gold and some silver and coppers on me.
I think Nora is just going to keep 10 gold on her and deposit everything else, which is a lot.
Una's actually going to keep like 50 gold on her, and then put like 50 gold, break out between like a couple of silver pieces, a few copper, but for the most part, the sum will be about 50 gold. And then the rest will be probably in the bag of holding, because that's where the party funds are too. So she's just going to put it in the bag of holding.
Anybody else? Josh, is your Hans and Franz keeping all your money on you?
Oh, no.
Okay, are you going to
Probably
make
leave
yours
that
too?
back at the guild. He's not planning to purchase anything, so
What about your weapons and stuff like that?
Probably would put the long sword in the bag that he keeps the blessing of the forge on. Yeah, long sword and shield.
Yeah, same here.
Nora will put
he
her
wouldn't really
staff
worry
in
about
there.
his armor.
Una's gonna put the wands in there as well, and her flute.
So are you not
Nora's
taking your
got
armor
her.
I have a question
Yes.
for those of you who has the magics. Is there anything you can do to disguise my cape? My cloak?
Not without disguise self.
I don't think so. No.
I mean, the best thing we could possibly do would be to like try to put fabric on top of it, like to cover the fact that it's elk, or like reverse it somehow.
Yeah, it'd be pretty obvious. The big black. Elk.
Unless, I mean, we could dye it, maybe.
I mean, you've probably seen other people wearing like darker animal hide cloaks before, like as a fashion statement, so it wouldn't be
I mean, it's pretty. I don't know. I guess if you don't think it's super obvious, then he'll probably wear it. But
I mean, I wouldn't think it would be weird because you're going as like a crow or a raven, so like you could pretend like that's part of your like accoutrement. I don't know.
We could put feathers in it.
Yeah, you could. You guys could try to like weave some feathers into it.
I mean, you could just put the harpy capelet on top of it.
yeah, I could put the with the time that we had yesterday and today, because I didn't do anything. Could I have went and bought some like raven's feathers or something?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just like tie them into my hair and
The only thing you did was you went on like you did a evening job of like looking for a wolf.
Mhm.
So like you still had all of those hours of like just
So,
and then jewelry shopping, but
Yeah.
So not all
well,
day.
even today, I have all today to go buy some.
Yeah.
Why would
how much would you say to get like I don't know, like 50 raven feathers?
you probably could go to one of like the tannery places or like the where they would make pillows and stuff or like bedding. So it probably would be possible to get like 50 of them for like 3 gold.
Okay.
Like black feathers, like they're not necessarily raven feathers. It's like an assortment of black feathers.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to also spend an hour today to turn Sprule into a snake.
An
A
hour.
snake.
Yeah, she's got to recast Find Familiar in order to change the
Does
form.
that take an hour?
Yep,
Hour and 10 minutes, technically.
with the ritual casting.
Mhm.
Yeah, base cast is an hour.
Before it goes any further, and I know you're gonna have to give your names when you go to the arena, but for Steve's preparation, I know Josh is going as the Hornet. But what are you, Andrew? What are you and Aaron? What are your stage names for your wrestling thing? Because they're gonna ask you, and I want to give Steve a chance to prepare.
Oh, God.
The Exile.
Ooh, I like that.
Aaron, what have you decided Rowan will be transforming into?
Yeah.
Like, what is your disguise?
So while everyone was off doing things the last like day or two, he would just kind of wander around like the perimeter, not wandering too far from the guild, and just sort of like find someone he didn't know to kind of pick a visage of.
Oh, we
what?
were going to work on that because we're going to go as like a brother sister duo.
Yeah.
She would work with you. So if you look in the player channel, text channel, that's what Una's kind of going to go for. So she's basically going to have you do a buff version of that. So like Una's going to have like longer, flowy, dark brown hair, really tan skin, kind of like a light green color eye, very kind of Arabic feeling to go with the snake charmer. So if you wanted to do the brother sister duo that we talked about earlier, especially since I'll be having your sister on me.
True.
So,
And you do realize that you'll have to stay 7 feet tall or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise,
Well,
the combat isn't
Right.
going to line up very well.
Right. No, yeah, I would basically just like make my bark look like skin, and like we would just sort of we would just sort of workshop, like, since I can just take off the hat and recast it as much as I want, let's try one thing, take it off, try another thing, kind of thing. So we probably spend a good couple hours.
You don't even have to take it off. You can just think you want to look different, and it'll make you look different.
I think technically per the.
No, because it's just an action to do it.
It's just
so
an
you
action.
just
leave
action
it
change
on.
form. Action
Okay.
change form.
Okay.
So you literally could walk around a corner and turn into somebody else.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Una and I would probably workshop it for a couple hours, because Rowan wouldn't. He's never experienced being a person, other than like I made myself look like
Una.
And but I've never like imagined a person necessarily. So it would be a lot of back and forth of like, I don't know, how do I what? So like,
Yeah, could I work with him? I know I had because I cast at 3 a.m. Like, Una slept in quite a bit today.
I mean, we could have.
You would have had the whole day off of like after you went camping to do stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Yep.
I would like to, if I could, help train him to be less stiff and like just have him grunt instead of like talk. Like,
Yeah.
so he doesn't have to talk,
so
but like
that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Like Rowan is not a good liar whatsoever. So when it comes
we
to
worked on his angry face, and then I would just do the talking for him.
there you go. I was
That's
gonna
what
say
you
like
So
I don't think I could give a fake name.
No, I
So-
wouldn't say
you
that
gonna
like
be the-
you like lost your tongue. Like maybe we'll make that part of the disguise. Like if
Yeah.
you open your mouth, like you have no tongue.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So, is Una gonna be like their handler, like their manager?
Una will be
I love it.
just Rowan's handler. She won't recognize or know who the Raven and the Bee are. But
Wait, we're not all going in together?
are we?
I thought we were, but it's just
Oh,
maybe
I mean,
not,
if you
'cause-
want to, I guess I
Well,
could
no, it
just
would
be
make
your
sense
handler.
because it would make sense for us to not going together because people know that there's magic, and if the
And I
exact
figured
number of
a group
people,
of 4, would be a pretty big number. So I thought,
we
like,
should probably
so-
split up.
who's gonna go in with whom?
I mean, would you Hans and Franz want to go in together as
Probably not.
sort of a duo, or just separate?
I'm guessing all it's going to be is both Hans and Franz characters will go in separately. They'll go in on their own, and then the 3 remaining will go in together because you guys are a pair, and I'm going to be around Una. So as a snake.
And then Aaron, you got to come up with your name.
Yeah.
how about Ali?
Sure.
Oh God, like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. I mean,
I was thinking
we're like
I was thinking
Arabic.
like Prince Ali.
Yeah, Prince Ali.
Ali,
fabulous
Ali,
Ali.
Ababa.
He could be the prince.
Yes.
He could be the prince.
Ooh.
Well, I was thinking with the whole joke of Rowan being a tree, it's Prince Ali. Prince
Yeah.
Ali, marvelous is he. I'm an armoire.
Oh my God.
I could go in with the gold crown. I would never wear it because then it would be obvious that we know royalty. But
Yeah. Lauren suggested the oak as well,
ooh, I like that.
but he's not really going in his tree form as much. So
Right.
No. I'd say
Yeah.
Ali.
Yeah. Why not?
Because that's very Arabic. And I'm trying to find a name for my character.
Nora doesn't need to come up with a name.
No.
So here's the thing, Sam. I was
Ooh.
thinking about it because you can transform for 4 hours, basically.
Yep, because I've got 2 hours and then I have to recast it, and then
Yeah, you might be pushing it a little bit with that. So, like, unless you can
Maybe,
somehow manage
Una,
fit
we
a
need to
short
have a
rest in there.
tell of when I need to go like somewhere that is unseen
Private.
in order to recast it.
Just bite her.
I'll just like tense around your arm, not like hard or anything. I'll just like coil and tense a little
so
bit.
if you just like
Squeeze-
either
just
like
squeeze twice
around
the
the
FP.
arm. Yeah.
Squeeze
Yeah.
twice.
I can cast Disguise Self 6 times, so we're good. It's a lot of spells.
But I know at least for you, Sam, like you might have to have a period of like just resting because you do get your beast shapes back on short rest. So
Right.
Yeah, Una can easily find.
Yeah,
if you're
like
sitting there watching, you're okay. Like you're not really doing anything where you could possibly get it back. But
yeah, we'll gauge it by the night, and if I end up noticing anything, I would just have like that tell of I'll squeeze twice on your arm.
Are Spreul and Sam going to look the same?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was going to say is Sam can go rest. You can summon Spreul. Everything's fine.
And then it'll be your secondary.
Yep.
So then I'll just go rest. That's a perfect idea.
Yeah,
we should have where would I want to go to like rest?
Like a cloak pocket, maybe. Like,
yeah, just to curl up.
Got, like a cape.
Are you
Or
gonna
just
have a
around her
cape
neck.
at all?
No. Una
Okay.
will not. But kind of, I guess, because she's not really wearing clothes on top of her illusion. That's kind of the tricky part. Because you can't really, like, hide unless, like, I have a pocket and you, like, go into, like, Una's actual pocket, which you could do. Because she would.
How big would Snake Una or Snake Nora be?
That's
I
the other
would
question.
be
Like 1
just,
cubic
like,
foot? 1 cubic foot?
Probably just like I wouldn't be like this gigantic snake around her.
Are you
It
gonna
would
put
just
her
be
in
like,
the
I could make some room in my chest cavity.
Yeah, but if you're fighting while she's
True.
yeah.
moving,
True.
I guess I could, like, Una herself could just have, like, a bag on her, right? That's, like, hidden by Disguise Self that you could go into? Would
why
that
not?
work? Maybe?
Otherwise I'll
You
just
could go into a bag.
otherwise I could just coil around your
Not
neck
the
and
bag,
just
but
chill.
the bag.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's what I planned is either you're on me or Spuel is on me, but I figured I wasn't sure how many times you could cast your
it'll be
snake form.
twice.
So, yeah,
Twice
and that's why I
before
wanted to, like,
rest.
make it not suspicious that you're not really on me. So,
Right. So yeah, if we want, we can use Spreul as like my stand-in, and I'll go into
Spreul's
a bag.
the understudy.
yeah.
I was just
I
gonna say, he's the
probably-
understudy.
For that, to make sure that you and Spreul do look identical, she would ask you the day before, so you don't have to waste a day
Oh
up
yeah,
to
like,
turn into your
turn
snake.
into
So
it.
I can use that as inspiration for my hour-and-a-half cast.
You guys could also start walking towards the area and then duck in somewhere and change.
Yeah, that would.
She was talking about just making sure that the two snake forms match.
Yes, but that is also so to make Nora's time last, like a couple blocks before or whatever. We could just have her transform then.
So one thing that I will say is Spreul is like kind of having a little bit of weirdness adjusting. Like, so he's just like you can tell he misses flying a bit.
Yeah,
He's an air spirit. So he's just like,
this is like torture.
It's not torture.
Confined to the earth.
yeah, but you can tell like he doesn't like the fact that when he slithers around, like, you know, his body is like touching the surface so much. He's just like, this is weird. I don't like
So
it.
he
But
starts doing the inchworm thing.
And there's a couple times you can see him like bob his head like he wants to peck at something, like it's his beak, and then he's just like,
So that's another question. Is Spreul still a puppet on Una's arm, or did it change into a snake?
it changes into a snake.
Okay. Hey, I match. Hans and Frans.
He looks so bad.
Oh wait, that's actually so funny. So when this first happens, she's gonna try to find Hans and Frans and be like, "Look, I got one just like you," and then snap, and then have Spreul coil on her arm, and have to attempt to go away. Just be a jerk.
Hans and Frans say anything to that?
I'm gonna attack. You motherfucker.
At least Hans and Franz knows what it's like to have a sister around again.
What do you mean again? Hans
Well,
and
you guys
Franz
had
never
it.
had
You-
a sister.
Yeah, you guys have a younger sister.
Yeah, we had a little sister who
Yeah,
was
you had a
like
little sister.
3 when we left.
Yeah.
No, she was no. You have 3 siblings. It's in your sheet.
Yeah.
She's 2 years younger than you. So she was 10
I
when
thought,
you left.
I thought the next one was a boy.
Yeah.
Nope.
And the
Nope.
youngest was a
Nope.
girl.
Nope. Your youngest, you have Willa, who is your sister 2 years younger than you, and then you have a brother 3 years younger than you, and then you have another brother that's another, 5 years younger than you. That was the youngest when you left.
Gotcha.
So.
But also, that's not behavior that appears in the
Same.
Bedaya. We don't jab at people.
Oh, whatever! Siblings are the same everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Megan, would you rather a white or a gray snake?
Ooh,
Like a whitish brown or like a grayish brown?
Well, if Rowan's wearing purple, Una would probably wear purple to match. Purple and maybe like with white accents, and then have the snake be white.
Okay, so I'm gonna be a false horned viper,
Ooh.
which
I will look at a
is
picture of this.
I will put a picture of it in Discord for
Okay.
you guys so that you can see it. I'll put it in the player channel. That's what I look like.
I like it. Yeah, no, because that would go so pretty with the
It is
theme,
an
too.
it is an Arabic.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the one of the Arabic deserts.
Mhm.
So
So does Una actually know which culture her clothing and her attire kind of represents?
It's like the dragon claw, right? Is that
A little further south
Okay.
than that. You're from the copper sands area,
Okay.
actually, which is further south.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming she's probably seen some traders that look like this. I mean, that would be where
Mhm.
she'd get
They
her
have a lot of
inspiration.
merchants. Yep.
So
There's a lot of merchants that travel that are from that area, and they have they're kind of known for like their senses of humor, and also like they primarily have like a lot of copper and glass work and stuff,
good.
and amazing spicy food.
Oh, spicy food, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you say this place is called?
Copper Sands, I believe. Let me look at my map and double check my region area.
Yeah, no, Una's gonna like try to like be like a sexy belly dancer that she may have seen, or like a sexy merchant that she may have seen, and base this all off of that. So Una has 2 daggers that she hides in her hair. Would they still be able to be in her hair? I would
Yeah, they
still
would
have
just be-
access to them, right?
They would just be hidden under the illusion.
Perfect. Then good. I have 2 daggers, and that's all that matters. Just in case. I mean, a little stabby stab.
All right, I think is that everything? Everyone good?
Well, after I get my feathers, I will undo all my braids, take out all my current fetishes, and then probably have my brother help me weave in the new ones, they're the feathers, into some like a, because usually he keeps the braids a little tight and smaller. He'll do some bigger ones with the feathers kind of put in there.
So you're not thinking like a full feather headdress, just all up in there?
Yep, just all up in it.
All up in it?
Yeah!
Look
all
at
up in
that
it.
plumage.
Yep. This is a former raven. And then he'll probably have to do that somewhere away from the guild. Just so that it's not so obvious where we came from, or where I came from. And then I'll
Would you want to go to like that foresty area, south?
Probably.
Mhm.
Probably.
Yep.
And
You're
then
fine.
I'll make sure to keep the hood and stuff up, and then I guess I'm wearing my capelet, or no?
To you. I mean, none of
'Cause he's
us
probably not going to
are.
wear it. He's probably not going to wear it at other times.
Yeah.
Because he's got his own cloak.
now would probably be the perfect time then.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he'll wear that. He'll wear that now.
Cool. Where are you? What are you going to keep your holy symbols? Are you guys going to keep your holy symbols on you? Somewhere?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I'm like, otherwise you can't cast your spells and stuff without them. So I was like,
Well, we
bring it.
can, but we need to have all of our components on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, I'll keep it in my boot.
Yeah. That's easy enough. What about you, honey?
I mean, Hans and Franz is going to be like, it'll probably be in like a pants pocket or something, because he'll actually be wearing trousers. for this.
Unnatural.
I know. It's going to be so constraining.
Did they at least show off his butt?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's never bought pants, so he bought them too small.
Oh, no.
Skinny jeans.
Oh my god, I'm just picturing
Brother,
Hans and Franz and
I
skinny.
can see everything. Put that away.
I'm sorry. I put the order in, and they couldn't make any adjustments. This is what I got.
You didn't have them measure
It
for
just
this?
got like the black and yellow like racing stripes up the legs.
Okay, Bruce Lee.
Yeah. No, he's a Hornet, right? So it's got that whole whole black and yellow accoutrement, but like in striped patterns going across. Except for the legs, they're going up.
I love it.
So are they like ballet dancer pants? Like where they're stretchy, or like are they just like leather pants? Like what kind of pants?
They're like
they?
they're like leather pants.
Okay, they're just really tight leather
Oh
pants.
man, good luck getting those off after you've been sweating for a while.
Baby powder.
Yeah, we're gonna have to lay you out to dry.
No, I mean, well, here's how this question.
You
They're
have to
probably
lay in the sun until they crack and fall off of them.
I mean, did you get poured into those pants or what?
no.
Yeah.
So thinking about it,
They sewed
they're
them
probably a combination of leather and linen to get the black and yellow coloring. So probably a dark leather with a yellow dyed linen. So it's probably a combination of leather and stretchy material.
Do they have lycra?
I don't know what that is.
Is that a thing, Lizzie? Do they have lycra here?
The Fae have a lot of material that's closer to like that stretchy kind of like see-through-y stuff. So yeah.
It's
like,
not
the more-
see-through.
No. But I'm saying like the more like dancer fabric where you can have like your chiffons and stuff like that. They have the Fae have magic that makes the material be a little bit more flexible. So
Fancy.
Spandex.
Okay, so
No, I was just gonna say I don't know. I think for Rowan's axe, I don't know if he would want his new axe out, or if he would want to make sure that that stayed safe.
In the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty recognizable too in just the way
Right.
it looks, so probably would want to put it away.
I'd probably put the fancy one in the bag, and then I don't know, keep the other. No, I wouldn't want it accessible. Maybe I'd bring it with, and then have it checked.
There you go.
I mean, and you can always pass it off to me too, since I'll be there.
Yeah.
So, and then are you just gonna have like purple pants and then just like have like pure muscle, like shirtless on top?
I think so. Yeah. Just full on ripped. You know, little patches of hair for
It's
texture.
so weird having
Little
pants on.
hairs
oh my god.
with like parachute MC Hammer pants.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so are you gonna do like purple with like little like white bead accents to go with like the snake skin? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got this. We're on the same wavelength.
Yup. 100%.
The only other thing I was thinking of is, are you guys taking your armor to change into after the fight? Because I guess that was the thing, is once this is over, like, what's your plan?
Put the shit in the bag of holding. We'll see what happens. Rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, put it all in the bag of holding, and then I'd say maybe we should come up with a non-guild-based rendezvous point for after all of this is over, so we can get changed again.
Probably. Do we want to do something close, or do we want to go back to the shrine?
The shrine might be a good
We
place.
probably want something close though too. We want an A and a B because if something goes wrong, we probably want to meet up close.
Where is it? Where is it on the map that we're going, Lizzie?
You are going to.
Are we going to 12 or are we going?
You're going
like
to
11?
13. You're going over here.
Oh.
Okay.
Over here.
So that's just off the shades, right?
Yeah. The shades are here.
The shades is inside the wall.
Yeah, it's just right off the shades. Is there an exit or no?
Well, we're gonna be outside. I mean,
you're in the.
No, but I'm saying, can we get from here to here without having to go through here?
No, there's no other gate.
Unless there's aqueducts.
What have we done in 13 besides walk through it then?
Nothing.
It's more of a warehouse and like
Well, we've walked through it, so like, is there something that we can like Be like meet up behind the warehouse with the red roof or something.
Yeah, there's also a couple inns and bars and stuff that, I mean, if you really want, we'll say that you guys know that there is a inn/bar called the Fancy Rooster.
The
Dandy
cock?
Rooster.
The Dandy
cock.
Rooster.
The Dandy Rooster.
And that's close to where we're going? Close-ish?
Yep, you guys could. Yep, that's kind of a well-known traffic
So
tavern area. So
Get split up, meet there.
So here's my idea. You know, if things go sideways and we're not all together, meet at the Fancy Cock first. And if, you know, an hour or so goes by and people aren't there, make your way out to the shrine. We'll have that as a backup meeting point. Or if you feel like you're being followed and you need some time to get away from them, go to the shrine. And then, if
Are you having Sureblood nearby during this? Or are you going to leave him at the guild?
You know, I probably would bring him. No.
I'm gonna bring him into the arena with me.
Yeah,
My
I was like,
He's like a steed that he rides in.
He's your horse with no name.
Yep. No, I've debated on bringing him closer to where we are in case, but that only gets me away quicker, not anybody else.
I mean, that's better than nothing. I mean, if you're the one that's being followed, if for some reason you and Hans and Frans get split up, if you guys are in like different fighting and like one of you has to stay later than earlier and one of you guys get followed, having him nearby would not be bad. Because a standard horse can carry 2 people, they just can't full out run, correct? Or are they limited half speed?
Well, they can carry up to like 500 pounds without being like slowed, I think.
And if you guys are wearing armor, you both could easily hop on.
Well, only one of them wears armor, so.
Yeah.
I suppose maybe I'll take him to the Fancy Cock and
it's called the Dandy Rooster.
Oh, okay.
It's the
So take him to the Dandy Cock, and have him.
You're a dandy cock.
Thanks.
Josh is like, excuse me?
How would you know?
I say poppycock.
I say Poppy Rooster.
I say poppies.
Do they have a stable there? Can I bring Sureblood there?
Yeah, you can bring Sureblood there and put him in the stable.
And I'll get a room there as well.
You do also know that Sureblood is kind of like intelligent enough where he could wander around, but you know somebody might.
I'm just let him wander around the city on his own. And
yeah,
somebody's gonna fucking take him.
He's an adult horse. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but the city's not.
I can take care of myself.
Somebody's going to try and steal this beautiful big horse. So, so I will stable him there.
Okay.
I mean, I asked if I could just let him roam around in the forest, and you were like,
"No, I said he could. It's just he wouldn't." I said he could. It's just he can only telepathically communicate with you for so far. So
yeah.
But you can. We can put him in the stable. It's fine. It's fine. He can stay at the Dandy Rooster.
Okay. I will put him at the Dandy Cock, and I'll get a room. As well, just to kind of like sell the whole I'm new in town thing.
Okay, John Mulaney.
So how much?
I am gay.
Probably.
I have AIDS. I'm new in town.
How is that the last thing?
Probably for 5 silver.
Okay. I will give an extra silver to the barkeep, or whoever I get the room from, and extra silver to the stable boy, whatever.
Sure. Easy enough.
So 7 silver.
The stable person.
In this case, it is a stable boy, but yeah, it's good.
What if they're not stable, though? What if they're
That's kind of what I was wondering, yeah. What if they're...
Yeah. We only hire stable people here.
Oh, also, I don't remember
I want to work there, then.
If Ron said this as the barkeep when he was giving you info about the fighting pits. I had it in my notes though. It's 5 silver to enter.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So make sure you guys have silver on you for that at least. So
Rowan, are you gonna keep that on you? The silver for your entry? Oh, I guess I'm doing your talking, so I'll keep it on me.
Probably
and
have
also
like
he doesn't
20
have
silver
pockets.
on me then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have pockets, so you don't want him to like open his chest cavity.
Right.
Well, it looks like he has pockets, maybe.
No, I got flowy pants.
Hmm.
Ain't no room for pockets in there.
I wonder how much would like a fancy like purpley coin purse be? Like if I could get like a coin purse that matches our outfit, how much would that cost?
Depending on how fancy a fabric you want it to be, you could have it for a gold piece if you wanted it like velvet, or you could do something a little bit cheaper and have it be like a nice purple linen.
I'll do a gold piece and have like a fancy with like maybe some like white beads to go with the outfit that I'm thinking of.
Sure.
Just so it matches, so it doesn't look weird that Una's digging out a ratty bag. And then it's a gift that you can give Nora later. So
yeah.
Aww.
Oh, we still have drunk berries.
Huh?
Mm.
So what?
We still have drunk berries.
Oh, yes, we do.
I wonder, what is my sleight of hand? Because I wonder if that would be a way to get douchebag back in a very discreet manner.
You know, slip him a Mickey?
Slip him a Mickey.
A Mickey?
Yeah, it's like a roofie kind of thing.
I mean, that wouldn't be unfair for him, though.
I see. So it's okay to do it to certain people, is it, Lizzie?
It's
what
okay
goes around comes around?
Yep.
Maybe I'll grab like 5 good berries, or not good berries, 5 of those berries from the jar.
Okay.
And do we have like a spare vial by chance to like I could pop them into?
If you don't, you could probably get one from the alchemist lab for pretty.
Okay, then I will do that. Just in case I have an opportunity to slip him one. Maybe like seductively play with him and like feed it 1 or 5.
You can certainly try.
Sleight of hand. Or like maybe like find like a waitress who's serving them or whatever and
Oh yeah, get her killed.
well, pay her off, give her gold to like put the good berry juice in there, or not the good berry juice, the boozy juice. How close do they look to good berries?
They're pretty similar. Like there's a little bit of a slight change, but like shade variation.
Did you say the boozy ones are like a little more purple or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I said originally.
I mean, if you're just handed a berry and you don't know what it is, like, how would you know the difference?
Well, that's just it. Like, if I gave one of them a good berry and then I gave another one a drunk berry, would they know the difference?
Right.
Is there anything else? Are you guys ready to go rumble?
I'm good.
The planning has commenced.
I've been ready. The Hornet is ready.
Are you gonna have like a fake stinger too?
The only stingers the Hornet uses are his fists.
Like, can we like do like your face? Do you have any facial hair? No, you're clean shaved.
No,
right?
he's shaved.
He's clean shaved.
Shucks! I was like, we could like do like a pointy beard and like a pointy mustache.
That way he looks like a villain. Yeah, great. Mm-hmm.
He's got a mask on.
That's
Yeah, he's
true.
got a
Yeah, the mask comes to a point down at the chin.
There you go.
All right. So, you make your way into the part of town known as the 13 District, or Backwood, because it is close to the woods. There are multiple warehouses in this district, and also there is some poorer living, and there are still there's an outer market, because there's the main central market, but there are some smaller markets that exist in this area for just day-to-day people that live here and work here. You follow the instructions from Ron the barkeep at the Boar's Head, and you find the warehouse on the streets that he gave as a reference. And you can see that there are a couple people like standing outside and talking. It looks like some of them are like a couple of them are smoking. Other ones look kind of like they're just one's got like a piece of paper and he's standing there talking. So you think this is kind of the area that you were given instructions to go to.
I go up and get in line.
There's not a line right now, and it's dusk right now. And are you in your fighter gear? Like
yeah, yeah, that was the whole point of this.
How do we want to do like a half-hour time difference between Hans and Frans, and then the Rowan, Una, Nora trio? Probably like a half hour between this.
I would say like 15 minutes between me and you 3, and then 15 minutes between you 3 and my brother.
Oh, so you two are splitting up?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it'd be pretty obvious if two guys come in Bendaya-themed costumes together.
That's true. So Andrew's going first. Us three as a trio.
But nobody knows who the Bendaya is.
Then
We don't know that.
Josh. Okay. And we're
We're a
15
Hans and
minutes
Franz
apart.
sandwich.
Okay.
We're a 15-minute Hans and Franz sandwich.
My goals in life have been
That
met.
sounds like a pretty good sandwich.
I'll take 2.
You go up. You go up, and one of the guys standing there kind of like taps the guy with the clipboard. He's like, "Hey, looks like new meat's arrived." And the guy with the clipboard kind of looks up and is like, "Ah, new competitor? I haven't seen you around here before." What?
I mean, the fact that this dude just called me new meat. I mean, what are we in prison and they're gonna rape me? I'm
You don't
really
know.
I'm really confused.
I mean, he could be a bear. You don't know.
So I walk up and hold on. I tried working on this earlier. My Hans and Franz accent, doing an accent.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is gonna be terrible. I'm telling you all right now. Okay,
I'm surprised
this
he's
is gonna
not
be
just
terrible.
talking like Macho Man.
It's I tried doing the Macho Man. No. Hello. I am here to fight.
They're not laughing
They're
at
laughing
you.
with me.
I love
But
how
I
Sam's
am.
literally eating popcorn.
Oh my they're like, well, we have a couple openings tonight. Some of our other fighters were a little roughed up last time. It's 5 silver to enter. What's your style? More avoiding and quick attacks, or are you more brute force? You look like brute force.
Yeah. Brute force.
Hey, Steve, this guy's a simpleton.
Fuck you. That's what I'm trying not to do with that.
Are you choking on a frog?
Josh, I want to hear yours, all right?
Oh, he's gonna talk like George
Yeah, I'm
Takei.
abandoning all.
No. You can't abandon your original voice because you have to do an accent in that voice.
It's like
That's-
if every kid that I stole the money of in high school tried to talk like an Austrian.
Hello.
I mean, it's probably still better than my Austrian accent.
I'll
Yeah.
Or does he say anything to that? You asked if I was more of a brawler or whatever.
Oh yeah, and he said, and then you said, yeah, more. All right. He's like, all right. Let me have one of the ring owners look you over and see if you're promising. And then they go in really quickly to get somebody, and basically there is a very well-muscled woman with like tattoos all over, probably in her like 40s, that comes out. And she's like giving you the once over, and she kind of asks you some questions about what's your experience with fighting you've had before, and just trying to take your measure, like, and see what kind of person you're gonna be in the ring. Like, do you come off as confident? Do you come off as arrogant? Like, do you come off as kind of like an underdog? Like, she's kind of taking your measure. So I guess, how does Hans and Franz present himself for this?
Strong and silent.
Okay, kind of like a sweet boy from out in the country trying to make it in a big city.
Or like a guy who sounds like a simpleton when he talks, so he's trying not to
Okay.
talk.
Look, ruin my narratives. It's fine. She basically
Immersion.
my immersion. So basically, she gives you, like, she has her interview with you, and she thinks that you're passable, and is like, got a name?
God damn it. I didn't try to say this word. Exile. Exile.
All right, write that down, Fred. Looks like we've got a newcomer tonight.
I really hope it's Fred Sanford.
Wait, who?
Fred Sanford? Sanford
Like from
and Son?
Sanford and Sons? Oh, okay.
This is the big one.
Elizabeth, this is a big one.
Oh man. So then do I pay and go in?
Yeah, they'll have one of the guys. She's like, hey, one of you chuckle fucks out here. Why don't you escort him in and like show him around the waiting room and give him like the rules?
I'll do like a chuckle to that.
And yeah, so one of the guys who was out there smoking will come and like escort you in. And basically you walk in through this warehouse and to a nice-ish waiting room, it looks like, where you can see there's some stairs leading up into another area, but you can't see anything up there when you walk in. And basically there's a couple people in the area. There's some drinks. There's people like around talking. And there's a few people like kind of girls like sitting around chatting with one another. And then we'll cut back to everybody else. So let's do your entrance.
So before we go in, I'm going to do, okay, Rowan, just do what we practiced.
Okay.
Have your stern face on, like your I'm going to rip someone's head off face. And no talking. Period. Grunts. Yeah, good job. Okay. Nora, I'm going to say that you're my eyes. So if there's any, like if they say that you can't comment, I'll be like, well, I need you to see it. Okay? Which is why my eyes are a little milky.
Oh, okay, I can handle it. And remember, 1 squeeze means I just need to talk to you. 2 squeeze means I need to go find a private space to change back.
Every hour we'll have to, like right before that hour, we'll have to find a private place because I'll have to recast as well. I'll pet your head twice if I need to recast. And then if I need to talk to you, I'll pet your head once.
Okay.
So that's what we'll do. Okay. Any questions? Are we ready?
Nora's gonna go ahead and turn into a snake.
Yeah, and Spriel will be on her arm. So with my tattoo, is it still black or is it white now since he's a white snake? Did that change at all?
It would change colors to match
Okay.
what he is. So it's more of a whitish tattoo.
Sweet. With her tan skin and a pretty white snake. Ooh, so excited.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Right?
Nora will wrap herself around the tattoo though, so that way when the tattoo disappears, nobody will notice.
Oh, that's cool.
Smart.
That's so smart.
So smart.
So smart.
Cunning like a snake.
Right? We're such a good group, you guys.
Thought it was cutting like a fox.
Yeah. Then we'll, like, once we get within a couple of blocks, we'll do all this, and Una will put on her sexy hip swiggy sway.
Okay, Shakira.
Yeah, pretty much. That's who should be pretty much channeling right now. I'm actually listening to Arabic music in the background right now to get me in.
Ooh, you should listen to Beats Antiques. Actually, I'm going to put on some Beats Antiques in my headphones. Okay.
I apologize if I'm like totally destroying any cultures that are Arabic right now. I apologize in advance. Just saying.
Listen, we're just going off of Aladdin.
Yep.
We're just going off of Aladdin. No cultural. It's just Aladdin.
Yep, exactly.
We live in Fargo, North Dakota. We don't have a lot of diversity here, and we apologize. I mean, we should be like Josh and I should be apologizing every episode for Hans and Frans.
Oh gosh. All right, so you guys walk up. It's basically the same group as before. The one lady has kind of gone back inside. But yeah, basically this time they see you walk up with your fancy purple pants and they're kind of like, whoa, like nudge, like kind of giving you the eye, Una. It's like, hey baby, are you and your boyfriend here to fight?
Here with my brother to enter him in this contest.
All right. Are you here for any other reason?
He thought it would be a good test of his skills to see what this city has to offer as far as strength.
What's Rowan's face?
Just very, very like stern.
Stern, grumpy, angry face.
Yeah.
Just
like
face.
It's just
Okay.
angry baked in.
Give me an intimidation check. Just
I'm good at
general
those.
vibe. And
I'm good
also,
at
you're
those.
using your strength for it, not your charisma. Unless your charisma's higher for some reason. But
hold
which
on.
I don't think
strength.
it is.
Oh, using strength. Okay, so
your strength plus your proficiency bonus, because barbarians has that as like an optional thing. And
so instead of using charisma, just do strength plus proficiency.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a plus
and any ranks,
6.
right?
There's no ranks. That's Pathfinder.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a plus 6 since I'm proficient in strength anyway. So it's a 16 instead of a 15.
Okay. He's kind of like improving. He's like, all right, just wait out here for a minute. I'm gonna go get Marge to look him over, and he goes back inside to get the lady who is kind of the one in charge of inspecting. And it's a very similar process where she's kind of trying to figure out what type of a fighter you're gonna be. And I'm assuming Una's gonna be answering for you. So Una, how would you describe your brother?
Strength. Power, blunt force.
I can see he's built like a tree. I mean, but what's his gimmick?
He can take lots of punches. Bounces back very quickly.
A bit of a brute, quiet brute. It could be fun. See, 5 silver to enter, and I'll have Ralph take you in. Now, do you want to stay with him, or are you going to be going up in the stands?
Stands, if you don't mind.
Sounds good. And then basically she'll take the 5 silver from you and then have Ralph take him in. And then she's like, I might as well stay out here at this rate if we're getting all these new people.
And I'll take the money from the fancy purpley bag.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then basically she's like, Ralph can show him around inside there, and then he'll take you up to the stands. And you guys are escorted in.
I'll pat Rowan on the back and like in like a reassuring motion of, you got this, like go kick some ass. Like that mental math. I would actually try to put like a small kiss on his cheek too. Like as a symbol of good luck.
Thanks, fake sister.
Right? I'm trying to really, I don't know, have I seen Nora do something like that? Like,
yeah, Nora would do that all the time.
Yeah, so like trying to like mimic what Nora would do with him, because I mean, and what she would do to her own brother too. Right. I mean, that's definitely like something she would do.
All right, you got that. You do that, and then the guy Ralph walking with you is like, what do I have to do to get one of those?
Only if you're lucky. And then I'll like run my finger with like the one that Nora's on, and I'll run that across his cheek so like Nora's face is really close to him.
Nora's gonna do the little
tongue flick.
Like with her little tongue flick.
How does he react after seeing that?
Well, are you trying to do it like, you're trying to do it more like a bit of like a playful
seduction yet intimidating, but like the playful of like, don't fuck with me type of thing.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh God.
You could have advantage if Nora's trying to be intimidating though.
Yeah. Okay. Nora's doing that like the tongue touches his nose slightly, like just the lightest touch where it's almost like sends shivers up your spine.
Advantage 14 without is a 12.
Okay.
So
he kind of was like, whoa, maybe I'll be lucky, but I won't push my luck. Don't want to argue with a girl with a snake. And then he's like, all right, big boy, you stay here. And just kind of hang out with everybody else until the fun begins. I'll take your sister upstairs.
The innuendos tonight.
I know we're waiting for Josh's Hans and Franz, but do I see Andrews anywhere nearby? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I go near him, but not like I'm with you kind of thing. Just like
Where would have Hans and Franz gone when he came in? Because there was a little bit of a break, and there was a place to kind of go sit and chat with people, like getting some drinks. Like mostly, like they look like they're kind of guards and like they handle like security. But then there's also some like let's say women who are dressed a little bit more provocatively, kind of lounging around too, like on a couch. So like chatting with each other. So where would have Hans and Franz gone?
Knowing that he should probably keep quiet, he'll just kind of like either at an empty table or leaning against a wall somewhere.
All right, you can easily do that. I think probably at least one of the girls would have come up and asked if you're looking for company for the night, at least, but...
Not yet.
I mean, gotta get his rocks off somehow.
I mean, he hasn't won yet. If he wins, maybe he will.
Maybe
he won't,
twice
but
tonight.
He's trying to give that air of
yeah.
We'll see how the fight's
single,
go.
it's fine. No,
yeah, but he also doesn't pay for sex, because that's weird.
Well, she's basically, if you're still standing after the fight, you'll know where to find me.
Maybe if I'm not standing. And it's turned kind of Russian for some reason. It's whatever. That's what it is now.
I slipped into a Russian too. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Yeah, I need to buy a new mouse. So I was reading, I was listening to a review on YouTube, and this guy's like Italian, I think, and his accent matched your accent when you started talking at first, and I was like,
Yeah, I'm awful at accents. I apologize in advance.
But yeah, other than that, he'll just stay there. And when Hans and Franz, or when Rowan comes and stands next to him, he has no fucking idea who this guy is, because I have never seen Rowan.
Oh, that's right.
In disguise, I've never seen.
You guys never
anybody
showed him?
disguise.
You didn't show him?
I mean,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
practicing.
Oh, that's funny. Oh no.
Yeah, so I have no idea, and I'll just kind of like look at him and just like give him like a grunt and a nod, like.
And Rowan will look at you and
you know it's Hans and Franz.
yeah. I'm just trying to think. I don't want to like make it obvious, like, hey, I know you, you're my buddy. Like, I'm not just gonna be like wink at him.
Show her, tickle me a little bit.
Yeah.
You should shake a leaf from your hair. Please don't do that. Please actually don't do that.
No, he could do it. He could do it.
I'll go to scratch my stomach and just like click the cavity open and close it. So and just like stare at Hans and Franz. Would I recognize this?
I mean, I don't think many people can do that, so I'd be like, I'd just kind of like look at him a bit like, but I rolled really low, so he's like, he'll kind of like,
you're weird.
and then go stand
cool
over
story,
here.
bro.
Sure, bro. Josh, we go to you.
Okay.
This time Marge is outside, and she sees this striking, brightly colored black and yellow fighter walk up. Doing like fist punching moves? Is that what you're doing?
No, I was just in my
video
head,
game character fighting idol.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Are you fight dancing?
Yeah, he will in the ring. He'll totally. But
you can't
he'll walk up. Wow.
Ah, another new person tonight. You're definitely dressed more interestingly than the others. But what's your name?
The Hornet goes by the Hornet.
Insect. We don't have one of those.
It's not an insect.
Whatever. You're certainly built for the fighting pits, but what are your skills? And she goes through an interview process with you to figure out, like, what's your fighting experience, what kind of... trying to judge your personality to figure out, like, how to market you, basically.
Prefer bladed weapons, but my fists do most of the talking.
Well, you'll fit in real well tonight, then, as it is fisticuffs. 5 silver and you can go in.
The Hornet will pay.
And he'll take out 5 silver and...
All right, she'll say, I'll escort you in this time. And she'll walk in with you and kind of show you the main room and kind of like looks at her, like looks kind of up at one of the guys minding the bar. And she's like, hey, Marv, what time is it? How long till the fight? And this kind of like big burly guy is just like, you got about another 40 minutes until it starts. She's like, all right, 10 minutes, I'll be back, and I'll explain the rules. So have fun in here. Don't cause a mess. Don't irritate me.
Josh, I'm really disappointed that you're not introducing yourself like the boulder.
I know,
The
I was
Hornet.
Yeah,
That's how it is going to go. But if I were doing the full voice, it would be way easier. I have to think about doing Hans and Franz a little lower, so I can't just be, the Hornet is here to, I can't just, like, I had that all this week prepped.
The Hornet is no longer conflicted.
Just stick with the Hornet. The Hornet is so much better.
You can do it,
He's still the Hornet. He's still the Hornet, but I have...
Do it. Do it. Do the George Takei. Come on.
So then Hans and Franz will go up to this bar where Marv is. The Hornet would like a strong drink.
All right. He'll pour you basically a potent ale and basically be like 3 copper.
He'll put a silver on the bar in front of him.
I like you. You tip.
That's for the second one. The Hornet likes multiple drinks.
See how well you hold your liquor before you go into the fighting ring there, Sonny. But all right. And he'll pour you another one. Okay. So just make a Constitution saving throw for at least right now.
That's not good. That is it's a 10.
Okay. You're a little bit tipsy. Whether or not it'll wear off before the fighting starts.
What's the ABV on this ale, Lizzie?
Pretty strong.
You have to the strongest one. Probably like a 15.
Yeah.
Okay, 15. All right, I'll take that.
You're just buzzed. You're not like drunk. You're just kind of tipsy.
You're not Lizzie on a half a bottle of mead.
Obviously.
It is strong if you get the right mead. Just saying.
You go up to the barkeep Marv's, got your drink, everything like that. You see your brother. You see another guy dressed in like flowy purple pants and shirtless, like 7 feet tall in there. And around this time, it looks like there's some other kind of, you would assume to be fighters coming in. And some of them are interacting with like the girls on the couch. Some of them are talking amongst themselves. Some of them are coming to get drinks. But we're going to cut upstairs briefly to you, Megan. You are with Nora upstairs in the stands.
Pretty big fight.
This is a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is, yeah.
It looks like there's seating for like a few hundred or so in here. So I don't actually have minis not all these people are here yet. There's probably like 30 people here. And you can see as you walk in that there's some guards that are kind of in the bottom of the fighting arena. You can see that there are 2 entrances that it looks like come from downstairs and like walk up where you would probably assume that the competitors come out of. And then you can also see more of a roped off and fancy area for seating, where it's like a private box and it kind of looks like there's it's more elevated up, but it's still very good seating. And there's like really fancy chairs in there. It looks like there's some servants like getting some stuff ready and everything. And there's guards around it. Like these are not just the same guards as the ones in the pits. These ones actually have like really heavy mail on. And some of them are wearing more of like colored iconography. And then they continue along the clockwise of the ring. There's another seated area. It's not quite as lush, but there's still more like pillows. There's some like stands, it looks like, where there's servants getting some beverages and stuff ready. And there's more guards over there where you kind of would assume that's where like the nobles sit. Okay. But everything else is basically casual seating.
Una's actually Jasmine in this form is probably going to try to walk like kind of seductively, but around the whole thing to like try to catch people's eyes and see if she recognizes anyone. Like that's kind of her goal right now, is to like minorly get people's attention so that way she can see the people who are trying to avoid her eye contact, as well as if she recognizes any of the people who are looking at her. Okay. The main thing is to see if who's avoiding her, because she's sexy.
And she knows it.
Like, what do you mean? Like, looks at her and then like looks away right away. Like those who, or like even those who don't look at her. Yeah, like the ones like how the barfer, like the doorman, kind of flirtatiously flirted with her. Like she's obviously catching eyes.
Okay.
So she wants to see the ones who pay absolutely no attention to her, like don't even look at her and like strictly focused on something else, as well as those who like just barely give her a passing glance, because those are the people she wants to keep an eye out for, as well as if she sees anyone that she may know as well, or may look familiar to her, like they may belong to her village.
Give me perception checks.
How many would you like?
Give me 3.
Oh, passive for the first one, which is a 15.
Okay.
15 for the second for passive. Okay, and that one's a 19.
You see that there's like a handful of people that are kind of in, like there's some, looks like they're filling into the nobles section early, but not super early. It's still mostly servants, and there's just, not in the main box either, just the side area. She's definitely getting looks and gets a couple like highs or whatever, but you also see there's actually a lot of other girls here that look kind of like, they're not dressed in the same fashion as you, but they're wearing like very kind of more revealing clothing. Okay. And they have, you've encountered them before, like in different parts of town, where it looks like they are probably there to like, you know, they're sex workers. They're there to like see if anyone wants to pay for anything fun during the match. There's a couple that even like, there's a couple even among them that are males too. Okay. So, but they're all like dressed kind of fancy. Like some of them are like dressed a little meeker than others though. Like the clothing type isn't as fancy, but you can tell by like the style. It's like, okay, yep, they're here for that. And as time goes on, you actually see there's a few like very nicely dressed women with like pearls and everything who arrive with men in the nobles box. But as for people you recognize, when it gets about 20 minutes before the fight and more people are starting to filter in, you do think you see Felix out of the corner of your eye.
Now the question is, does Felix recognize Una?
I don't think he would, like at all.
That's good.
So, because like he'd have no reason to. Nora, is there anything you're looking for in snake form?
Probably just to see if maybe there's somebody that she knows who's here or that she recognizes. But otherwise, there's not really anything in particular that she would be looking out for at this point.
Okay. She probably could have maybe seen Felix if like Una if you felt Una like staring more in a certain direction or whatever at him.
And like Una would like have you up and about and like move you so you could see as well.
Right.
Like playfully like twirl her hand or whatever. Like make it obvious that don't fuck with me, bitches. So
where's Una gonna sit for this match?
I don't know if she would sit. I think she would be constantly almost moving, like never staying in a place longer than like 10 minutes or like even 5 minutes, just like constantly like making her way around. Okay. Like maybe it's just like the passing glances or like sitting with a group of people for like a little bit and chatting, and then like never really sitting in the same place. And she would probably like start like on one side and then like make her way to the other side. It's just kind of like bouncing around, but probably not sitting longer than like 5 or 10 minutes unless she sees Rowan in the ring. She may pay more attention and then have a better vantage point for Nora to see as well for that fight.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not worried about Hans and Frans. Like she's more worried about Rowan and wants to make sure that Nora can see Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
Nora would make it clear to you before we came in that she would want to watch all 3 fights, if possible.
So then I would try to get the best vantage point for those ones, even if it was like seductively shaking my hips to like sit up front wherever I needed to be to make sure that Nora, I could lay my hand there so Nora could see everything, and then I'd be turned to talk to people or something, just to make it easy.
Well, if you move, I'll move you. I think you probably would get a good view over here, or you would want to be over here.
Okay.
And you would be there early enough to snag those spots. So otherwise, if you're walking around, you're not going to have a good ring of, like, you'll lose your spot possibly. So
do you think like over here, like this is obviously open? Do you think that
would be near Felix? So it's up to you.
I'd go near Felix. He doesn't know who I am.
Okay. Well, you'll probably have like 45 minutes or so. And then people will really start coming in. And then basically we'll cut back to the boys downstairs now that Aaron is back. So very similar to Hans and Frans, Aaron. A couple of the girls come over and try to talk to you. Hi. Oh, are you shy?
He shakes his head.
Oh, just silent? Are you looking for company for the evening? Are you alone?
He shakes his head nervously.
No, you're not looking for company, or no, you're not alone? No, you're not alone? Oh.
Holds up one finger, then holds up the second finger. Then goes back to one finger.
I love this. This is just awesome.
You know, for a first timer, it can kind of be a little like stressful, and you're all by yourself here. Are you sure you don't want somebody to kind of like, show you around, give you a tour?
Shakes his head even more.
You sure?
Shakes his head, yes.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, you know where to find me. I'll be around. And then there's a couple other ones that come up and try to do the same thing because they're just like, haha, he just doesn't like blondes, or like, and there's a couple different women that kind of try to approach you to like,
you're so hot and fine. They all up on you.
Yeah.
We have made a mistake. We made Rowan attractive.
You were attractive before, Rowan. Now you're just humanly attractive.
Right.
I said, I don't think we did anything wrong. It worked out exactly how it should have.
Right. Yeah, no, Rowan's not having any of it, though.
Marge comes back and basically gives you guys the rules for how this goes. And she'll say you'll get announced. There'll be a little bit of theater before the show, but you'll get announced, and it's basically the rules we talked about from last time, where it's going to be a roll-off. So you're going to be using your proficiency and your strength or your dex, whatever you're more comfortable with. And then we're going to be rolling to see who gets higher. If you beat the other person's roll by over 5, it's a knockout. Otherwise, it's going to go like for 5 rounds, and you'll each get a turn to like attack. And you'll also get like a flavor turn where basically you can try to do something to give you advantage the next round. So that could be,
So only one round of greater than 5 gets a knockout?
If somebody beats you by over 5, it's a potential knockout, and then you got to make a con save based on like the damage. The DC will be based on the damage. So
okay.
Otherwise, it's going to go for 5 rounds, and then whoever successfully has more higher rolls throughout it, that is going to be the winner. So, and again, you can try to do things to give you advantage. Rowan, because you are a barbarian, you could burn one of your rages, and you would get the roll with advantage. Then for you two who aren't barbarians, you could try to like win the crowd over, or do something like sneaky or deceptive to try to like throw off your enemy. But if you can think of another skill you want to try to use to like give you advantage, just let me know, and I'll be open to listening to how you want to use it. So Any questions for that? Okay.
I don't think so.
All right, and again, we can talk about it as it happens. But after about, you've been back there for like 25 minutes, there's other people that start to show up who look like they're competitors. There's about 14 other people that end up arriving in total. What?
Do we see Lou?
You don't know what he looks like exactly, but you can give me...
Exactly, but she told me almost...
Una turned into what she
thought he looked like. Yeah, so you're going to have to give me an insight check to see if you can find somebody that matches that.
14!
14? Well, let me look at my list of competitors.
I mean, I'm going to look for somebody that's similar in style, like facial features and stuff to Una, because she looks human-ish.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but she has the long hair and like kind of bigger than normal eyes.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure there's a skin tone, maybe, you know, whatever. Just try, based on what I see of her.
Yeah, with a 14, you see somebody that fits that description. You think.
I would have also tried to show him what Ulan looked like, and I could do exactly for him.
Yeah. You don't see anybody matching that description, but you definitely see a very tall guy, taller than you, probably more like 6'6", incredibly well-muscled, and a very, like, cold, sneering expression. And he has, like, very light blonde hair that is tied back in very long braid, but the braid probably goes down to, like, his butt, basically. And he has, like, brown eyes, and you'd think that he probably could look more friendly, kind of like how Una does, but he just doesn't. He just gives off this very big sneering energy, like very, very menacing. So yeah, but you see him.
Keep my eyes on him for like 10 seconds, and then I'm like, he'll be around.
Okay. But yeah, you see a bunch of other competitors too. What about you, honey? And what about you, Rowan? Anything you're doing during this time as the other fighters come in?
The Hornet finishes his ale, thanks Marv, and says, "The Hornet would like you to keep the change." And then he leaves.
Okay.
Then he leaves. He goes away from the bar. Is there like is this the ready room before we go out onto the arena?
Mm-hmm. It's in the theater world, it's known as the green room, where you're like all hanging out backstage, eating snacks, doing your makeup, chilling, waiting for your curtain call time. Hans and Frans also gets approached by a few girls, seeing if he would like service for the evening.
The Hornet requires no company of women at this time.
Oh, we've got some males if you're into that.
The Hornet requires no company of males at this time.
Are you sure? You can see, like, they're kind of a little bit frustrated because they've had, like, 3 newcomers all kind of be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like
yeah, ain't happening.
But by the way, Josh, are you like a broken computer?
He's me talking about my village.
Does not require female companionship. Does not require male companionship.
Look here, man. I didn't criticize your exile, okay?
I saw you laughing while muted.
Yeah, I didn't make colorful commentary.
It hurt worse.
The silent mockery.
I would rather you laugh silently. Mock me quietly. Thank you. The Hornet is new in town.
No, Rowan would probably just stand awkwardly, looking angrily across the crowd. Just awkward. He doesn't really know. Like, face. Yeah. Doesn't really know what to do, so he's just like scanning the crowd.
Yeah, and you don't have to sit, do you? You can just stand and not be uncomfortable the whole time.
Yeah.
He's just so still. It's almost like he disappears.
You guys would have to go up the stairs a bit more to actually be able to see out into the crowd and stuff. Like, see
I'm
audience.
in the room.
Oh,
I'm
in the room.
looking at the crowd in the room.
Yeah, you can see the fighters. Like they all kind of have crazy get-ups on. Like there's one that has feathers on, very similar to what Hans and Franz's look is, except for they're more like gold and white feathers. And it's a female fighter, and she actually has very similar eye makeup to like what Una's got going on. Well, what Megan has going on right now, which is like this black and white or like black Viking sort of makeup. There's one that is dressed in like this really, you've seen it on other people in the Fey district where it's more like shiny material, and it kind of looks like serpent scales, where it's like black and then it shifts to like greeny purple and then back to black. And he's kind of got like tassels and everything on, and he has like this big energy personality where he's just going around kind of like talking and being a bit jovial, but like he'll go up, you'll see him go up to this other blonde guy that's really tall with like long, like a big braid, and he's kind of like trash talking him a little bit. And then there's other characters. Some are dressed up some are shirtless, some are just dressed up like wearing black capes and like masks, kind of looking for like a skeletal look. Somebody else is dressed up like they're kind of like a surgeon, you would assume, because they have like an apron with like bloodstains on it.
The butcher.
I just keep thinking of all the Silent Hill monsters that look like that.
But yeah, there's quite a bit of crews, and they're getting, some of the ladies are having better luck at getting their attention, but as it gets a little bit closer, you can see that there is a very like probably elderly gentleman, probably in his 50s or 60s, comes down, looks like a bit of a washed up fighter himself, and he's got like a very nice doublet on that has two gauntlets, like a gauntleted hand reaching up and extending towards a ungauntleted hand, like where it's like pulling him up. And he comes down and is like very jovial looking, and introduces himself as the owner of this fighting ring known as the Gauntlet, and basically says to everyone, actually, Steve, would you like to say something to them, or do you want me to do this?
I mean, I can do it if you'd like.
Yeah, basically, he's just going to welcome him and say, have a good match tonight and everything like that, or whatever you want.
Give us a greeting.
Say your name and, just...
Welcome, one and all. Your jobs tonight are to be heroes and gods for 5 minutes and 5 minutes alone. That's all we ask of you.
And then does he just leave?
Yep.
Like 5 minutes out.
That's it.
That's it.
Did I miss the whole thing?
Yeah.
He's like, I've been doing this long enough. I don't need to do all these introductions every time.
You're all just a paycheck to me.
I will say that he does specifically go up to what Anders, Hans, and Franz recognizes as probably Lou, and the guy dressed up kind of like a snake, and basically says like, all right, Viper, Shark, I want you on your A game tonight, all right? You gotta feed up this rivalry. And then the one with like the really long blonde hair is just kind of like leaning back, like he's like, whatever you say, boss. I'm always down for a rout.
This is all happening in the green room.
Yep. And then
okay.
the other guy who's the Viper is like, you know what? I'm here for a fight, and I'm gonna have a good show tonight. Look, Shark, your swimming days are coming to an end. I'll see you in the ring.
Can we talk about
Hans and Franz turns around and leaves.
Can we talk about the just the WWE mixed with like Barty Crouch Jr.?
I was actually trying to imitate Macho Man's Randy Savage's tongue thing he does in interviews, and I just
he doesn't actually like. He just and he just licks his lip. Does that a bunch. He's trying to get the cocaine off his lips.
Right.
Oh. Well, I guess this kind of works out being more snake-like, so it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, basically he's like, if you want to come up and watch the opening act, I'm about to get this show on the road. So Steve basically will kind of cut to the opening part of the ring. Una, now the ring is pretty full. Like the arena is very full. There are a lot of people here. You can see that there's some people dressed like very lower class, some people dressed upper class. The noble district, like the noble area, is very, very well like stocked. And there are in the box. Give me a perception check.
Wish me luck. Wish me luck. A 15.
Okay. It's a little hard to say. You can't make out features or anything, but you can see that there's probably at least like 6 men in the really fancy box with guards and servants, and then there's a few very well-dressed women in there, like incredibly well-dressed, like decked out in diamonds, and pearls and like everything. So, but yeah, basically you can see a gentleman walk up out of the bottom of the ring, like the lights kind of dim, and you can see him pull like a little stone out of his pocket as like the lights focus in on him. And Steve, please open up the fighting pits.
All right. So as this gentleman walks out into the ring, he's going to start firing off finger guns into the crowd because he knows what's good. And then you'll see him kind of adjust his doublet, take the stone, kind of hold it about a foot or so away from his mouth, and then you hear a big intake followed by, ladies and gentlemen, tonight at the Gauntlet, we have some new meat looking to prove their worth. But beyond that, we want to see a fantastic rendition of last Saturday night's slam dance of a match between the Viper and the Shark. And now I give you a bunch of birds.
And the crowd is just cheering. They're going wild. And you can see as he kind of like steps away from like the entrance he came out of and more towards the nobles box. There are, out of the other opposite end of the stage, a bunch of Kenku that come out in costume. And
wait, Kenku costumes or Kenku
No.
in
Kenku's
costumes?
In costumes.
Let her finish the exposition.
They're dressed up like in mini wrestling costumes. And then they go about making a bunch of sound effects and having a bunch of whooshing noises and all sorts of things. And they start reenacting this match, which we would assume happened last time, between somebody who is dressed up kind of like ocean-y accoutrement and known as the Shark, who just seems like this big lurking brute who circles the Viper in the water, and they're trash talking each other. And these very manly voices come out of these little Kenku birds. And then the one in the middle who is like the Viper just has a larger of life personality, and he keeps like kind of doing like this tongue flick thing. But they do all this crazy tumbling and reenactment of this fight, basically kind of recapping what the last big battle was between them all, and the crowd is freaking loving it. And they're actually cheering for like the different fighters and everything, and it's quite the spectacle.
Oh yes, I do love reruns.
Get that on replay. And yeah, actually they're doing such a good job that after they're done kind of performing, there are some people that kind of throw some coins out to them in the ring, and like the Kenku entertainers like bow and like pick them up and then kind of like go back behind off stage to through the other entrance. But yeah, then basically Sir Russell Crowe comes out and okay.
I'm sorry.
Aaron 1, 2, Andrew 3, 4, Josh 5, 6. I'm gonna see which one of you goes first. Woo! Josh, you're going first. So, Steve, this fight will be against the Hornet and the Viper.
Ooh.
Which is like Macho Man Randy Savage, so. And he's
Wait,
here
I'm
to
going up
reclaim his
against the
place.
showrunner?
Yep. Luck of the draw. I randomly rolled, and that's who you got.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to our first main event of the evening, we have a relatively newcomer known as the Hornet. He speaks in monotone, but he speaks in unitone. And now, his opponent, the Viper. The man is such a dirty, dirty son of a bitch. Lower than a snake's belly in a wagon rut. He's going to give this boy a good old fight.
Okay.
Oh,
And then there's a lot of clapping and
My cheeks hurt.
and the Viper claps you on the back and he's like, all right, son, I'm not going to go easy on you, but you know what? You're here for a good fight and you might as well lose to a champion. All right, let's get up there.
The Hornet has no intention of losing to you, Viper.
Oh, and then like you guys go up and you're cheered in the ring. Una and Nora, you see Josh's Hans and Franz come up in his costume.
Put my hand on the rail so Nora's head would be able to clearly see into the arena.
Nora kind of like slithers down her arm a little bit so that she's like head rested on her, like the top of her hand. And she's just like peering down like excitedly.
All right, so there's actually a few people that are around you guys where they're talking about like trying to get some betting going, and most people are like, I'm not betting against the Viper with a newcomer. That's just, it's probably gonna be like a knockout. There's no point. It's not an interesting bet. And kind of being like, I like his outfit. He seems got some cool color scheme. And then like just back and forth talking about like this match and stuff like that. So,
Is this the guy that I recognize that I thought was Lou?
No, Lou is
That's
the
the
one that
shark.
is known as
The
Shark.
shark. Okay.
I knew it! I knew it!
Coincidence?
I think not.
Or am I just an evil genius? Probably both.
An evil genius and a coincidence? It can't be.
Lizzie, I have a question. I went to ask this earlier. So I can cast Magic Weapon, which gives me a +1 to. You know, so
Attack
it
and
turns
damage.
it turns any non-magical weapon into a magical weapon. Can I use that on my fists? And would that work in this? It just says you touch a non-magical weapon.
Are your fists a weapon?
Magic
Magic.
weapon. I don't think so because our
I think only
unarmed
monks.
strikes aren't counted as weapons.
You're not counted as weapons.
I think only
DM's
monks get that.
choice.
Let me look it up really quickly.
If you
Let's
do
see.
like a cestus or a hand wrap, then probably yeah.
Yeah.
You could have done it if you would have known. If you would have known and
Well,
had
yeah,
the
I've got it
spell
prepared.
prepared and wrapped your hands. Yeah, then you could. I
Okay.
would say you
So
could.
then
do
that would
it.
give
Enchanted
me
hand wraps.
a +1 to my, my roll.
Yep. So it'll be your strength and then your proficiency and then that +1. So just make sure
And
you
it
add
is
all that in.
concentration, I believe. But I'll roll that as I take damage. Or if I get hit, I'll roll.
Yeah, it'll be if they outdo your hit on them, then I'll make you do saves. So it's a little tricky, but we're gonna figure it out. Cause I was like, I'm gonna do a fighting pit, and then I'm like, I have no idea how combat works, so I should figure this out.
I hear there.
But yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the way that this is going to start off, Josh, is it's gonna be a
One more question.
chance for
Can,
what?
can I get somewhere where I can watch my brother fight?
Yeah, you can go. You can kind of walk up the stairs. I should actually go over to the ring
Okay.
and put you guys on it.
I
'Cause
got my token. I got my token.
Una place a bet to put a silver on Josh.
a silver.
She doesn't care about him. She'll put a gold on Rowan.
Yo!
She's trying to like, oh whatever, like underdog. Let's see what the underdog got. It's like she's trying to show non-care.
She's playing coy.
Yeah.
Okay, so the crowd goes and is cheering, and there's like applause. It's not as wild as it was during the Kenku performance because you know they're trying to just wait and see, and a lot of people aren't sure. They're like, oh, it's a newcomer going up against the former, like the normal champion. So he kind of like is enjoying the applause and is like, you know, I'm here tonight. And I always appreciate new blood in the ring. And so I want to give this little insect a chance to prove his worth. What say you, Hornet?
The Hornet would like to state for the record that hornets are not insects. And the only blood gonna be on this ring is the one that spills out of your welt after I give you a good sting.
Woo! Snap, crackle, pop.
Oh, it sounds like this hornet makes a lot of noise, but let's see how he makes it up against my boot. Ooh, the odds are stacked against Hans and Frans in this opening match, but who knows what will happen? Will any of them come face to face with Lou? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.